Footy SA for Farmers Union Iced Coffee. Remember, it's a Farmers Union Iced Coffee or it's nothing. And Farmers Union Iced Coffee presents our SANFL update. Let's take a look at the round that's been. It's great to have it back, round one of the SANFL Treaders.
Yeah, it was. Thursday night was a big result. Everyone expecting Port Adelaide to win, but the reigning premiers just went whack. It was a good crowd out at Norwood Oval, and also Sturt over Glenelg there too. So some good wins early up for those two teams. And
then the Eagles had a good win in South Adelaide, so it's going to be a pretty interesting season, Barmy.
Oh, it's a great start with both the Eagles and Norwood getting up.
And Norwood on Thursday night, there's a big crowd by the looks of it, Treaders, and Port Adelaide would have been shocked.
Yeah, they were. Well, as I said, 16 AFL listed players. Everyone expected the worry of the competition was the Crows and Port would be too strong, but the reigning premiers under Benny Warren, we know that Nathan Bassett's now at Essendon, and everyone's wondering how that's going to go, but they just went whack from the start, and they just show that whilst they lost, I think, about 8 senior players for the year, they're going to be a force to reckon with again.
What is it with the Norwood culture, Barmy? It's pretty unique and it's been very enduring.
See all those people you can see there? They're on Cooper's Hill. That's what drives them, I think.
The only place to go.
It is a great club. It's a very traditional club, as Port are in the SANFL.
Can they do it again, Treaders?
Well, you'd have to say on paper probably at this stage no, but on that performance they're every chance, and it's a long season. We're talking round one here, so there's still a lot of football to be played, but there are some teams getting talked up pretty heavily, and I was out there during the week seeing Roy Laird out at Centrals, and they've had a change of culture out there, but in terms of their players, they've recruited well in the off-season as well.
One team that hopes to be a contender as the season goes on is Glenelg, and during the week before the game, Tristan Fernanda caught up with the coach Nick Stevens.
Steve-o, you're an adopted South Australian, so how does it feel to be back in Adelaide?
Yeah, it's great. Look, it's been a pretty easy move for me to come back to SA. Obviously spent 7 years here when I was at Port Adelaide, so it's been a great change to get back here.
You're now the head coach here at Glenelg, and I suppose it's a period of change for the football club. How important do you see the task in front of you?
Yeah, look, it is a big job, and one that I've hit head on, and we've worked extremely hard over the pre-season, so the boys have done a great job and got themselves super fit, and just looking forward to improve this year and make sure that we get this proud club back to where they want to be.
Who are some of the new faces we'll see running around in 2014?
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to get Sam Lonigan into the club, Aaron Joseph, Mitch Thorpe, Josh Scott and Tom Muir, 2 boys from Gippsland Power, and another local guy, Clint Alloway, came from North Adelaide. So we've done extremely well, along with local boys returning, Pat McCarthy from Carlton and Nathan Stark from Melbourne.
It's been a long and hot pre-season here in Adelaide. How's it been for your troops?
Yeah, we've had a tough pre-season, one that the boys they've worked extremely hard, and look, we were super impressed with our times and what we did for our 3K and our fitness results, and the boys have hit the ground running and just looking forward to get out there and start winning some games.
Why do you think the SANFL is so important to the South Australian public?
Yeah, it is, and look, it's a great competition, and it's pretty much, it's not quite there at the AFL level, but the people see it back here, as their Premier League, and it's one that's got a lot of history and a lot of pride around the place. So, our guys are looking forward to represent the Glenelg Footy Club.
Now, Steve, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we're launching our Farmers Union Iced Coffee Medal to reward those players who display honesty, loyalty and perseverance. Who are some of the names you think we should keep an eye on from your side?
Oh, look, I think, our captain, Ty Allen, he lives and breathes that sort of stuff. He's been a stalwart of the club and, just had a super pre-season. And Andrew Bradley, another young player who, best and fairest winner last year. And a guy, Sean Tapp, full-back. They're just quality individuals around the footy club and guys that have really impressed, along with all the recruits that, we've mentioned prior.
Nick Stevens there, the Farmers Union Iced Coffee Medal, a weekly nominee, $5,000 up for grabs at the end of the year for the hardest working, determined and no compromise attitude. This week's nominee from Centrals is Brad Symes.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to get a little rap like that. All the attributes that you've just listed there are something that I take pride in, not only as a player but as a person. So to see any of those come out in my performance or the way I interact and help out the other guys makes me pretty proud, so I appreciate the heads up. Well, if I had to nominate one, it would probably be Lukey Harble. He's a young bloke that's probably in his 5th or 6th season with us now. Kind of grew up country New South Wales, never had really any ties to the footy club, but ever since he's come over to Elizabeth and started with us, he wears his heart on his sleeve and he loves the Guernsey probably more so than anyone. So You see him out on the track, he's always the first out there and the last to leave. He's helping out other guys, even when he personally isn't up and about and might be injured. He's the first one to get out and help those other younger guys that are coming through. And just to see someone that's come over that had no tie to the club initially, he couldn't love the place and be better for it. So my vote would go to Lukey Harble.
Well, Brad, you're our first nominee, and you played with him briefly there, Treaders.
Yeah, he's a ripper. He was at Port Adelaide for a few years, then got traded to Adelaide and obviously played a fair bit more footy and had some knee injuries, but 2 years ago won the McGarry Medal, and it was probably around the same time that he couldn't get into that Crows lineup in 2012, which were dominant into the finals. So he is, a top-class fella and a good player.
Look at some local South Australian footy next, right here on Footy SA.